Hi guys, welcome back to the train layout. Today I have a new product review. It's of the brand new Bachmann HO scale Amtrak ACS 64 Siemens City Sprinter locomotive. This locomotive had been long awaited by many model railroaders modeling Amtrak and is finally here. This locomotive is absolutely stunning. Now let's take a look. How I acquired this locomotive is the same exact process of how I ordered the AEM-7. I pre-ordered it through Train World, waited, picked it up, and paid for it, and to prove that I paid for it and that it wasn't sent to me from Bachmann, here is my receipt. Now some of you might be thinking, gosh, why is it so expensive? Well, throughout this video I will show you why Bachmann decided to put this locomotive at that price range, because this locomotive is packed with detail. This locomotive is very unique and is much different than Bachmann's red box DCC and sound locomotives. One difference is the color scheme of the box. It consists of school bus yellow with a grayish tone with images of rail spikes on the top. One thing to note is I have already unboxed this locomotive. I had the guy at Train World test it, and then when I got home I pre-programmed it to its road number of 607. Now, let's get to the unboxing. Now what you get is the locomotive itself and 3 pieces of literature. So first off, you get your warranty information. You get your exploded parts diagram. And last but not least, and more importantly, you get your quick start guide for this locomotive. Now let's move on with the review. This locomotive is packed with detail. We have your snow plows, MU cables, the Bachmann coupler, your front ditch lights and your marker lights in the same housing. You have your windshield wipers, you have your headlight, you have your number boards which also light up along with the headlight, you have your ladders, you have your separately applied grab irons. The lettering is very crisp. Have your American flag, and under that it says Amtrak 607 ACS 64, and it says Siemens right here, as well as your giant Amtrak logo. You have your blue trimming and the red paint down below. You have your truck detail. You have your fuel tank detail right here also. You have your mirrors and you have your windows. More importantly, you have your pair of pantographs up here along with the resistors. And one thing you can't see from this angle are the air conditioners. Those are also included. As we take a look at the locomotive from the side, we can get a better view of the decaling I mentioned earlier. You have your American flag, your Amtrak logo, 607, ACS 64, your sand filler hatch, your warning labels on the side of the locomotive, your danger high voltage sign by the pantographs, your Siemens logo, your radiator box, and then the truck detail as well as the ladders. Here's a better view of the roof. Have your air conditioning, your pantographs, your resistors, and more importantly the horn right here. How you would extend the pantographs, you would push it forward and then it would spring up like that. push it down and it will hold in place. Now, just like my CSX locomotive, the ACS 64 will start up on its own once I apply track power. Now, this locomotive is equipped with a TCS Wow Sound Dcc Decoder and has 18 functions on 3 pages, and we're going to look at them individually. Starting with page 1. Number 1, of course, is bell. Two is the horn. 3 is the short horn. 4 is the whoosh sound. 'We won't use 5 or 6 right now. 7 is the dimmer. 8 is the mode change. Since this locomotive has a TCS Wow Sound decoder, you can do this. Also on page 1 is the light mode feature.
Light mode active.
Have your headlight, which is 0 obviously. 1 and 2 are still the bell and horn. 3 is to turn on the ditch lights. You must be on light mode to put on the ditch lights. Now, whether you press 1 or 2, they will both activate the ditch lights, like so. Number 6 will turn on the rear lights, or marker lights. Also, you must be in light mode. Let's go to page 2.
Function page 2.
0 is cooling fan. 1 is pantograph lower and raise. 2 is coupler close. 3 is coupler release. 4 is brake release. 5 is apply brakes. 6 controls the momentum. 7 is the PTC alerter. And once again, number 8 is the mode change. Let's transition to page 3.
Function page 3.
0 is going to be the grade crossing sequence. One is forward quill, 2 is reverse quill, F3 is stop horn, F4 is if you want to change to the horn and bell, F5 is the windshield wipers. Six is the station announcements departing.
May I have your attention, please? Now departing on track 3, northbound train number 190. Last call for train number 190 on track 3. All aboard!
Number 7 is station announcements arriving.
May I have your attention, please? Now arriving on track 3, southbound train number 125. Please have your identification and tickets ready when boarding the train. Have a pleasant trip.
And F8 is once again mode change. Now I am aware that I have skipped some functions. I only went over the functions that I liked the most. Now let's get to some run-by videos. Overall, I recommend this locomotive to anyone modeling Amtrak. It would look great on your layout. I highly recommend it. For that price tag I was talking about earlier, now you see why it's at that price tag, because it comes with a lot of detail both internally and externally. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Have a good night.